We know NoCo. From Town Square Media, this is Tuned Into NoCo. I'm Ashlee Meehleis. Hi, everybody. Welcome into Tuned Into NoCo. Today, we have an awesome individual on our show. We have Sharon Eberhard with us. She is from Life Stories. She's the Community Outreach Specialist. So first off, Sharon, thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is great. So to start, for our listeners who don't know, can you tell us about Life Stories? What do you guys do?
Sure. We do quite a bit. Ultimately, what we do is give youth a voice, youth who've been victims of abuse and neglect, and we give them a voice with our different programs in Weld County.
That's so great. Now, through December 6th, you guys are fundraising for your year-end annual appeal for the CASA program and Child Advocacy Centers. Is that right? Mm-hmm. And why do you think these programs are so important for the children in our area?
The children have a story that they need to tell. And with our programs, we're able to have them do that. And it's just so important for them to be able to heal and go forward.
Yeah. And do you mind telling our listeners who may not know exactly what these programs are?
The Children's Advocacy Center, we do forensic interviewing for kids who've been victims of abuse, generally sexual abuse, or witnesses to a violent crime. And the interview is done in a safe family environment. We've got 2 locations for that in Greeley and Fort Lupton. And that interview can be used for healing and also for criminal prosecution.
Wow.
And then we have family advocates that work with the non-offending family members to help with them to have resources to be able to heal and go forward.
Yeah, and you guys are out funding for these programs, and it looks like any donations made now through December 6th will be boosted. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
So that runs the Colorado Gives Day, and First Bank is something that they boost that. So depending on how much is raised, a percentage goes to all the nonprofits that have registered for that annual appeal.
Wow. Now, kind of going back here, how prevalent do you think child abuse is in our area?
Unfortunately, we see a lot of that. So especially it was a little, I can't say quiet, but not as in the public during COVID. Yeah. Because of where our youth were located. But as now school's in place, they have our mandatory reporters, so we're able to have those eyes on those kids, those extra eyes, and make sure that they're safe.
Yeah. I don't know if you have a number off the top of your head, but how many children do you guys work with?
In 2021, our Children's Advocacy Center, 417 youth victims and 681 non-offending family members received services in our Greeley and Fort Lupton offices.
Wow.
And our CASA program, we didn't talk about that yet, but that's court-appointed special advocate. We train volunteers to advocate for children in open dependency cases because of abuse and neglect, and then they serve as the voice of the child in the courtroom. And last year we served about 270 youth with 110 volunteers, and this year we're serving the same amount of youth with less than 90 volunteers.
Wow.
And that's in all of Weld County.
Speaking of volunteers, do you guys need more?
Yes, definitely. With the CASA program, we're only serving about 25% of the cases that the court send our way, so we definitely need more help. Weld County is huge.
For sure.
Now, and then other volunteer opportunities are just with our events. Yeah. We have events throughout the year, fundraisers, even just helping out different things in the office.
Yeah. For sure. If someone is interested in volunteering, where should they go?
They can go to our website, which is lifestoriesweld.org, or contact me.
Absolutely. No, that's great. Perfect. So you guys heard that. If you are interested in volunteering, you can head to lifestoriesweld.org. Now, if somebody would like to donate to this year-end annual appeal, where should they go? Can they do that on the website as well?
They can do that also. There is a link for the Colorado Gives Day and for our annual appeal, so they can do that there.
Perfect. Now, kind of going back to the programs, how have you personally seen these programs benefit kids suffering abuse?
I just, an example is going into the schools and doing career days and have a youth come up and, just as one example, a youth come up and say, I have a CASA. And that person has been really important in my life. So there's being able to see them grow and have the confidence that they can get from having someone that actually advocates for them, advocates for their wants and their needs, that's huge. And just have someone listen and be able to tell their story.
Yeah. Now, are these advocates also volunteers?
Yes. Yeah. As far as the the CASA program, it is.
Yeah.
With the Children's Advocacy Center, those are trained family advocates and trained forensic interviewers.
Okay, great. So people can get involved that way too if they like.
Yes.
That's awesome. Now, a lot of times when I think of child abuse, I think of the physical marks that will appear on a kid. But what are some other warning signs that may not be so apparent that people should watch out for?
Boy, what we see, too, is just the way a behavior changes with a child in a school setting type thing. You see a child all of a sudden is reserved and withdrawn. Grades are falling. Those are things that we can look for.
Yeah.
In there, we also have the prevention piece that we train. It's called Darkness to Light, Stewards of Children. And that's a free training we provide. It's a 2-hour training on the prevention of child sexual abuse, but also goes into the signs of what to look for that aren't physical.
So when a child is going through this, they just become withdrawn in social situations.
Right.
Like
their behavior is different than what it normally is. Maybe headaches, physical as far as not signs there, but physically sick and headaches. Those types of things are signs too.
Yeah, very interesting. Now, let's talk a little bit about you. How did you get involved with Life Stories? Like, what is your story?
Well, I've done a lot of different things in my career, but and I've been with Life Stories since June of 2018 and had been a family advocate when it was called CARE, way back when in the 90s. And just kind of one of those things, what do I really want to be when I grow up and what's been rewarding in the past?
Yeah.
It wasn't easy to be a family advocate, but it was very rewarding. So that's what brought me to Life Stories. I've lived in Greeley since 1960, but I wasn't born in 1960. And I just feel like being very community-minded and being involved in the community has helped me grow in my position to be able to be out there and say, who are we, what do we do, and what are our needs?
Well, again, it's so great having you on our show. I've loved learning about what you guys do, and it's really amazing how you affect the kids in Northern Colorado in such a positive way. Is there anything else you'd like our listeners to know about Life Stories, the fundraiser, or just how they can help in general?
Yeah, the thing that's different with Life Stories at this time, we're the only one like this where everything is in the state of Colorado, where everything is under one umbrella. So all 3 of our programs, which are nationally accredited, are underneath that umbrella. Wow. So we rely on our grants and our donors. So that's just a great way to be able to get involved. We also rely on our community to be able to volunteer and help us meet the needs of the youth.
Yeah, for sure. You guys heard that. If you would like more information about Life Stories or how to get involved to help a child suffering abuse, you can visit their website at lifestorieswell.org or give them a call at 970-353-5970. That's 970-353-5970. They also are holding a fundraiser. So if you would like to donate, you can do that on their website as well at coloradogives.org/lifestories.weld.
Yes.
And again, that's coloradogives.org/lifestories.weld. Sharon, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to What Matters in NoCo. I'm Ashlee Meehleis with Town Square Media's Tuned Into NoCo. If you missed part of the show, you can find it on your Town Square Media station app or website. If you or your organization would like to be considered for Tuned Into NoCo, send me an email at ashlee.meehleis@townsquaremedia.com. That's ASHLEE.MEEHLEIS@townsquaremedia.com.